Good evening, administration, friends, and family. We are here tonight to celebrate the hard work and dedication these students seated here have demonstrated throughout their study of another language. Similar to some, but unlike many other courses, the study of a foreign language is a long and arduous task that cannot be neatly packaged into an academic year, but rather it is one that, for most of us, spans a lifetime. To be a member of the World Language Honor Society, one must persevere and excel through every level. These students here have taken their study of language beyond the requisites and have demonstrated day in and day out an appreciation and a deeper understanding of another language, its structures and cultures. Some of our students here tonight are being inducted for the study of 2 foreign languages, and I'd like you to stand so we can recognize you right now. 2 studies, 2 languages. Thank you. Thank you. Any person that identifies as bilingual understands that language learning takes time and involves a journey. In thinking of my own language journey, I remember the obstacles I had to overcome when arriving in Buenos Aires for the first time as a 17-year-old without any knowledge of Spanish. My 6 years of German did not help me so much. How do I ask for my basic needs? How do I compliment someone's cooking? But most importantly, how would I build relationships with people without being able to express my feelings, my ideas, or my thoughts? For a couple of months, I often felt frustrated or sad because I was unable to interact with others. As my language skills began to emerge, I recognized the satisfaction I felt as my world began to expand. Although it's been many years, I'm not going to tell you how many, since I was 17, that I started speaking Spanish, my journey still continues daily. I still seek out opportunities to learn new words, engage with people from places I've never been to, and to seek out perspectives different than my own. And reflecting how learning how to speak Spanish fluently changed me as a person, I can say that it has developed so much more than just my communication skills. I became resilient to daily struggles. I felt this internal desire to meet new people, to learn their perspective, and to inquire about their culture. Lastly, and I think most importantly, it taught me to be the empathetic to my future students and any fellow resident who lives in Putnam County, Westchester, wherever I am, as they start their language journey. Tonight's ceremony is special because we're inducting an honorary member that has his own language journey to tell us about. Carlos Toribio has been at Byram for the past 2 years and has completed Spanish 4 and 5. As a senior this year, he's enrolled in AP Spanish, and he is going to tell us his perspective, which is much like many of yours, in that he spent a long time learning a second language. He's dealt with frustrations, he's learned pitfalls, but ultimately he's overcome his struggles in order to achieve success. This evening, we invite Carlos to share his story in an effort to understand the language process and to be encouraged to persevere through any communication obstacle. Please come on up, Carlos.
Good evening, everyone. I'm here to share my experience of learning English. My English journey began in the summer of 2013 when my mother moved to Spain in order to provide a better future for me and my 2 younger siblings. A week before my mother moved, the 3 of us went to live with my grandparents, and I realized how much responsibility I was going to have without my mother checking on me. I could only think of 2 things. The first thing that went to my mind was that I actually had to take care of my 2 siblings. The second thing was that I no longer had to go to bed at 9 o'clock, finally. Other than those 2 things, I had no idea of how much my life was going to change in the coming months. Shortly after my mother left, she asked me a question that, despite not being an algebra problem in Ms. Roosevelt's class, or a court case in Mr. Torres's class, I couldn't answer. She made me decide between going to live with my father in New York or going to live with her in Madrid with my 2 siblings. It was hard, but I decided to come to the US. After making that decision, I decided to attend to an English school in the Dominican Republic in order to prepare for my future. But I was not mature enough to take advantage of that opportunity. I decided to joke around and I spent more time having friends than learning the language. At that moment, I didn't notice any consequences, but when I came to the United States, I couldn't say anything in English. My first months here were a nightmare. And at first, I didn't realize it. I thought I was making new friends in New York, but shortly after it, I realized that these people were making fun of me. I thought they were being good friends, trying to make me feel comfortable, but they were just teasing the Dominican kid. When I finally discovered that what these people were saying around me was not very friendly, I decided to find a way to learn how to communicate. My first option was talking to my sister Aniel, who spoke English very well. I made her talk to me for hours every day until she got tired of me harassing her. My second attempt was watching cartoons. I thought this would be an easy introduction to the language, and it was. I was right. But apart from teaching me how to speak English, it made me realize two things. The first thing was that I could have avoided being in this situation if I could only put effort into learning my English before being in this situation. And the second is that having a pool without water while being at the bottom of the sea is possible if SpongeBob is nearby. Today, after working hard on my English, I'm succeeding here at Barham Hills High School, and I'm doing well in my classes. I also have a job, and I can live independently because I can communicate clearly with my coworkers, customers, and employers. In the future, I want to be an ESL teacher because I want to help students like me to learn how to communicate with others, that they can have important relationships, and that, like me, they can go anywhere and do everything they want through the power of the language. Thank you very much, and congratulations to the award.
Comme membre de la société honoraire de français, en membre de la société honoraire de français, je promets de me dédier à l'étude de la langue française, pour pouvoir m'y spécialiser, un jour en me rappelant que non peut-être, lien fort entre les gens, d'origine différente, de race différente, ou de religion différente. Comme citoyen de mon pays, je promets de promouvoir l'amitié et la compréhension entre les gens d'ici et ceux d'autres nations, mondiales. Voici ma promesse. Excellent.
Lucas Brienza. Christina Ferrari. Matthew Flegel. Madison Higgins. Sarah Ilani. Ella Manners. Seth Morrison. Isabel O'Brien. Carolina Pedraza. Dominic Pica. Ariel Regals. And Ethan Resnick. And now I'd like to call Ms. Graniero to induct the Italian students.
Come membro della società Può essere un legame intenso. Tra genti di origini diverse. Di razze diverse. Di religioni diverse. Come cittadino del mio paese. Prometto di promuovere l'amicizia e la comprensione tra questo e gli altri paesi nel mondo. Ecco la mia promessa. Grazie.
Jenna Adelsberg. Lucas Brienza. Oliver Brocato. Sofia Giammartino. Abigail Glickman. Thomas Gomez. Callie Hoffman. Cassandra Kaufman. Elena Lowe. Emily Regals is ill this evening, so I will call up Hallie Remnitz next. Nicholas Rios. Jeffrey Sergio. Abigail Sikanalfi. Allison Stillman. And Amanda Tutso. Congratulations. And now I'd like to call up Mr. Odniotsky, Mr. Eagle, and Mr. Young for the Spanish induction.
Como miembro de la sociedad honoraria de español, prometo dedicarme al estudio de la lengua española con el fin de dominarla algún día. Recordando que una lengua puede ser un lazo fuerte entre personas de distintos orígenes, de raza o religión. Como ciudadano de mi patria, prometo promover la amistad y el entendimiento entre ella y los otros países del mundo. Esta es mi promesa, mi juramento.
I'm sorry, I skipped Jenna Adelsberg. I'm so sorry, Jenna. Ariana Dan is not here this evening, so now we're going to call up Jack Eagle. Madison Fang. Olivia Frischman. Victoria Ganales is not here this evening. Sofia Giammartino. Tyler Greenfield. Jonathan Hazen. Madison Higgins. Callie Hoffman. Spencer Karp. Kate Klein. Amanda Lammers. Isabel Levy. Ellie Margolin. Meredith Mayers. Isabel Nelson. Eliana Reinhardt. Isabel Seelig. Owen Skrilloff. Reese Taddeo. Ariana Tedesco. Carlos Toribio, our honorary member. Michael Vaquero. And Jake Wild. Felicitaciones todos. So, in closing, I would be remiss if I didn't take the time to thank you, the parents, to thank the faculty, to thank the administration, who have supported our students, your children's language learning over the years by helping our department nurture and instill a love for world languages. Every year, this is a truly wonderful event for us because we realize how lucky we are to be in a community that really values the importance of communication, many cultures, and all of the languages around us. So thank you so much for coming. And now you can get outside and watch the Bobcats. So, yay!